For any content marketer who wants to better engage with his audience, before you apply anything from the book, you must learn some theory first. Here it goes. And that's it. Now to the application. You wish. But no, we'll still have to go at it at normal speed. So let's try it again. Here it goes. The audience of any content marketer, or any marketer for that matter, goes through a path of 5 steps. The first, aware. The prospect becomes aware of the existence of the brand, either from memory, word of mouth, or marketing. The second, appeal. The prospect experiences some sort of feeling which attracts him to the brand. The third, ask. The prospect is curious and looks for more information about the brand. The fourth, act. The prospect commits to the brand by taking action, which is a purchase or a free trial or something similar. The fifth, advocate. The customer tells other people about his experience with the brand. The goal of Marketing 4.0 is getting your audience from aware to advocate. Now that you've got some theory, have some more.
Aww.
When moving in between the 5 steps, the audience is experiencing the O zone, which is also called O3. That is a name for the 3 influences under which the audience stays: the outer, other, and own influences. The outer is an influence coming directly from the brand, like advertisements, customer service, etc. The other is an influence coming from friends, social media, etc. The own is an influence which comes from a person's own experience. Phew, that was long. Now what was all that good for? Well, the authors mapped out which influences work at which step so that we could understand the activities we should improve at each of them. They are as follows. Aware, outer and other. Appeal, mostly outer. Ask, again outer and other. Act, outer and own. And advocate, own. Outer influence may be improved by adjusting marketing communications, while other influence may be improved by community marketing activities. And own influence may be strengthened by building the post-purchase customer experience. For example, at the Ask stage for my brand, I have added an FAQ section as a representation of outer influence. To apply other influence, for example, a forum where people could ask the community any questions could work. An example for own influence at the advocate stage is creating videos that explain how to use your products after purchase in detail to ensure customer satisfaction. You may see my FAQ section in a link below this video. After checking that out, I'd love to hear one thing that you plan to apply or have applied in your own content in any of the 5 steps in the comments below. Concept 1 is the 5 A's and improving the O zone, O3. In order to move from the first A, awareness, to the second A, appeal, besides focusing on our outer and other influences, we want to learn the desires and anxieties of our audience and then show that we are competent in handling them. In the book, there are 3 techniques to learn the audience's desires and anxieties. Social listening is the simplest one. It includes just reading what your audience is saying on social media and drawing conclusions from it. Note: if you still haven't defined your target audience, check out the Define Target Audience in about 5 minutes PDF below this video. So, as a result of trying out social listening, I have assumed that my audience mostly wants to advance in their career and avoid stagnation. It was now time to help them with their demands. So how do we do that? In the book Leaders Without Titles, Stephen J. Sampson describes 6 qualities that make leaders without authority appealing. In Marketing 4.0, the authors translate these qualities into brand language in order to help us understand how our brand may be more appealing in relation to the desires and anxieties of our audience. The translation is as follows. 1. Physicality. Logo and visual design. 2. Intellectuality. Smart and innovative solutions of problems like introduced by Tesla, Airbnb, and Uber. 3. Personability. Knowing your strengths and at the same time admitting your weaknesses or mistakes. 4. Morality. Doing what you consider morally right, even if it may hurt your profits. 5. Emotionality. Connecting with the audience through emotions, for example, inspiration or humor. 6. Sociability. Being available and engaging on social media. For example, for the sake of this video, I have decided to concentrate on physicality and start the process of creating a new logo, because the last one was quickly and randomly made. First thing I did was look for how to build a logo on Google, as a result of which I found a thorough blog guide, which I'll provide in the description. During this reading, I recalled insights from 3 books, including Insight 1 from the E-Myth Revisited. The logo should be well thought out. Insight 2 from Your One Word. What one word best describes my reason to be? Insight 3 from Start With Why. The 3 elements which construct a brand. The new logo should also include, of course, a representation of advancement in career and avoidance of stagnation. Which quality would you like to focus on? Don't forget to connect it to the desires and anxieties of your audience. Concept 2 is creating attraction through social listening and logo. What is the real purpose of content marketing? According to Marketing 4.0, it is very simple. Its purpose is to bring the customer from the second A, attraction, to the third A, ask, by evoking curiosity. Again, in addition to focusing on outer and other influences. The problem is that many marketers jump straight to content production and forget about pre-production and post-distribution activities. That's why the authors wrote an 8-step framework of the content marketing process for us. And they are 1. Goal setting. Set 1 or more goals which are action-based or awareness-based, for example, leads and views accordingly. 2. Audience mapping. Define the audience boundaries which may be demographic, psychographic, or behavioral. Then, define the audience as a single individual. The Define Target Audience in About 5 Minutes PDF below this video may help you out with that. From then on, focus on relieving the anxieties of that individual and satisfying his desires. 3. Content ideation and planning. Planning how you will divide your content across platforms and across the 5 A's. 4. Content production. When creating content, it requires high investment. Do it wholeheartedly, or it may backfire. 5. Content distribution. Producing content is not enough. You may use a combination of paid, owned, and earned media to distribute it as needed. 6. Content amplification. Do partnerships with other influencers. 7. Results testing. Measure key metrics of each of the 5 A's to learn how you're doing. 8. Improvement. Test different subjects, frequencies, and distribution channels to see if you improve. As the authors say, it is essential that you check all the appropriate boxes before you move to the next stage. For example, after reading this, I remembered my goals, which are mainly email and YouTube subscribers. Yet, I was writing to email subscribers very sporadically. And so, I decided to purchase email automation by ConvertKit and wrote my first automated email with the goal of adding one more each time so that subscribers would receive at least a few automated emails when they subscribe. Yet, a lot of work remains in this and the other areas. Which of the 8 steps have you been neglecting? Let me know how you're planning to fix it. Concept 3 is a content marketing framework for curiosity. "33rd U.S. President Harry S. Truman once said, 'Not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers.' That's why I have prepared a PDF for you that instructs you how to get 10 or more free audiobooks. You can find it in the description below. Thank you for watching, Improvementers. May you fulfill your meaning today. See you in the next videos. Bye bye.